All right, so of course, getting back together may be a difficult experience for you, but your ex is going to have to learn some lessons as well too, and they may have to learn these lessons the hard way. Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life. In this video, we are going to be talking about things that your ex needs to learn, lessons that they need to learn, things that they need to figure out before the two of you can get back together and actually have a great relationship. So let's go ahead and get right into this. The first one is that your ex needs to learn that the two of you are actually equals. So many times people don't get this, and they just bring a lot of validation-seeking energy to their interactions with their ex. And I get it. You do want to get back together with your ex, and so you obviously have to sway them in some capacity. But I don't want this to put you in an energetic state where it's like you're begging for their approval, you're seeking their validation, you're looking for them for some sort of sign that everything's going to be okay. Because that puts you at a place where you're not actually behaving as an equal to them. You're putting them up on a pedestal, and they are then just sort of saying like, yeah, sure, let's be together. No, let's not be together, right? It's ultimately their say. What you want to do is you want to create this dynamic where the two of you actually are equals with one another. So you have to actually see this as an opportunity for you to really embody that and really step into that. Because if you just have this validation-seeking approach to this, it's going to be rough. It is. And I mean, obviously there's the begging and the pleading and all that sort of stuff, but there's other ways that people seek validation as well too, such as, playing mind games, like, yeah, if I just use reverse psychology, then you'll love me again. Or, I read in a book or Cosmo magazine that men only want women that are hard to get, therefore I need to play hard to get, and then you'll love me, or something like that. I don't know. We want to not have this kind of mindset. And instead to just say like, okay, yeah, you know what? Maybe I screwed up in the relationship in some ways. Maybe I, didn't open up emotionally, or maybe I let you down somehow. I don't know. But you know what? I'm going to take responsibility for that, and I'm going to apologize for that. But we're still equal. If you have that energy about you that we're still equal, that we're still energetically the same, we're still humans, we're still both people, we're still both people having this human experience, both feeling things, both feeling hope and fear and desire and anxiety and everything else in between, then you're going to have a much better ability to connect with them and to have a stronger relationship. I mean, even if the two of you did get back together, but you weren't energetically equal, there would be so much difficulty in your relationship with one another. I mean, goodness, I've had that experience before with my big ex. After we got back together, things just were kind of weird, to be honest with you, and it caused us to break up again because we never fixed that energetic thing between the two of us, because at the time, I was just a naive 20-something-year-old man who didn't know anything, who didn't know any better. That's the first thing. The second thing is that your ex needs to learn that the two of you are on the same team. This also builds off of the mind games and the reverse psychology stuff. Now, why does your ex need to know that you're on the same team? There's so many people out there that say, hey, men and women can never be on the same team. They all want different things. It's transactional relationship. Men want to sleep with women and women want commitment. Therefore, they have to exchange the two things in order to get along, or something like that. But we'll never actually want the same things. People can say that, and some twisted people out there have that sort of mindset. But really, if you're going to be in a great relationship, one that really lasts, decades, and one where you're able to actually have a good, strong, sturdy foundation to, raise a family or something, you're going to need to actually be on the same team. You really are. And that's to say, hey, we want the same things out there. We're both going to the same place. We both want to live this great life, whatever that might be for you. We both want to, get this house. We both want to retire. We both want to travel the world. We both want to start this business. We both want to have a meaningful impact in our community. We both want to, do whatever it is. Let's be on the same team here. And when you are able to get on the same team, things become so much easier. That's why that's one of the main things that we really talk about and put emphasis on in our course called Effortless Connection. It's kind of our communication course for, couples and things like that. I mean, if you're like not talking to your ex, then like it's not the right thing for you. But if you are in contact with your ex, or you are in a relationship that's not quite where you want it to be, Effortless Connection is the right thing for you. But being on the same team is really, really, really important. It's a very crucial skill for strong relationships. And so we definitely want to make sure that this is happening between you and your ex. It's one of the main lessons your ex needs to learn. The third lesson your ex needs to learn is that life is actually better with you in it. Now, there's so many people out there that when they go through a breakup, they just kind of put their life on pause. They just feel bad. They feel depressed. They're, just kind of keeping to themselves. I don't want you to do this. Sure, feel whatever emotions you're going to feel and heal and all that sort of stuff. But after you do that, I want you to really go for it in life. Because when we're offering someone a relationship, when we're saying, hey, do you want to be in a relationship with me? You're in a sense saying like, hey, do you want what I got to offer in life, whatever that may be. And if what you got to offer in life isn't really moving the needle for them, they're not going to really feel super excited about this. But if you're living into your values and you're doing things that are important to you, then you're going to be setting yourself up to be the right kind of person and to have this sort of lesson taught to your ex that life is better with you in it. So go for it. Go for things that are important to you. I know it's 2021 and we're in the middle of, apparently the end of civilization with everything that's been going on the past, 2 years or so. But, you can still go for it in life. I've met a lot of people, I've talked to a lot of people, even over the past 2 years, that have been doing a lot of really interesting things in life. Go for it. Whatever that might be. If it's travel, go ahead and figure out how to do that. If it's starting a business, go ahead and figure out how to do that. If it's getting involved in your community, go ahead and figure out how to do that. If it's, getting in shape and living your best life, go ahead and figure out how to do that. But the more that you live into what it is that you actually want for yourself, the more exciting you are going to seem to someone else. And so it's really important that you are living your best life so that when they look at you and they say, hey, is that someone I want to be in a relationship with? They can say yes, because being with you makes my life better. When I step into your world, I get to be a different, better version of myself. So you should be able to invite your ex into your world, and it should be able to be something enticing for them, whatever that might be. If it's like, oh, hey, like I'm really into art or something like that, and I know all these people that run galleries, and would you want to come to this gallery party? There's wine and cheese, and we're gonna look at the new collection of whatever. Like that should feel like them stepping into your world, and that should feel like them entering into a new experience of life, because they may not have access to this in their own day-to-day life. And as they do this, they should be able to say, hey, the closer I get to you, the more I commit to you, the better my life gets. And when your ex understands this, then that is when you actually set yourself up for a much better emotional connection and a much better experience together. Then the fourth thing that your ex must learn is that you're going to be okay with or without them. I know that you are going to be okay with or without them, but they need to really understand this. Because if they feel that they are somehow responsible for your well-being, or that somehow your life is going to be irreparably damaged or something like that because of what happened, then they're going to be probably a lot more hesitant about getting closer to you or getting back together with you. So what you want to be able to do is you want to have this energy and this trust about yourself that, yeah, maybe this isn't what I want, but no matter what, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay, and I'm going to be able to handle life with or without you. And if you know this all the way to don't just fake this. Like, if you're watching these videos for any amount of time, you should know that just faking it or pretending as if it's true or something like that's not the right way to go about doing it. But instead, I want you to actually embody this and get it down into your core that you're going to be okay whether or not this goes the way that you want it to. And if you do, then they have this much more spacious energy, they feel this much more spacious energy about you, where they know, okay, if I want to get closer, I can get closer. Great, I can do that. Or if I don't want to get closer, if I'm feeling hesitant about something, that's okay too, because you're going to be able to handle it. I'm not going to feel this great amount of pressure or anything like that for your emotional well-being. And when that happens, when there's that spaciousness, what's interesting is then they actually do want to get closer to you, because they know that they can show up any way that they want to, and it's going to be totally okay with you. Okay, so that's the fourth thing. And then the fifth thing is they just need to know that you're also just a good person, right? So there could be all kinds of reasons why your ex broke up with you. And many times they might break up with you and have to invent a version of you that's worth breaking up with. Like maybe you're actually a pretty decent person, but I don't know, maybe you told a lie once or something. And so they have to tell this story to themselves that like, yeah, I had to break up with him because all he ever did was lie to me. Basically, they're manufacturing a version of you that's worth breaking up with so they don't have to feel bad themselves about breaking up with you. But if you can just keep showing up in their life and in their experience as a genuinely good person, then they're going to know that, like, okay, he's not a lying dirtbag. She's not a cheater. He's not someone who doesn't care about me and just only is interested in his work or something like that. But instead, they're going to be able to say, you know what? She's actually a really decent person who's just trying to do her best here. He's actually a really good guy. Maybe we broke up, maybe there were some misunderstandings or something, but they're actually a really good person. And if you can do this in combination with all of these other things that we've talked about, your ex will learn what they need to learn, and they'll really be setting you and them up for having a much better emotional, energetic dynamic between the two of you as you move forward together here. Anyway, I hope this has helped you out. Next up, I want you to check out this video series right over here on advanced relational skills. It really helps you to take all of this to the next level and embody these things that we've been talking about in this video. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll talk to you next time.